Happy Friday, everyone. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And so I just want to jump on here today because, my gosh, like we are already at the end of January. And so God only knows where the time is going, but this is what I want to come in here on. We have the exact opportunities every single day to create what it is that we want, right? And so maybe, like what is it that's getting in our way, or what is it that's stopping us from going to that next level? But also, are we setting ourselves up for success, right? So are we dreaming big enough? Are we knowing exactly what it is that we're running after? So often when we're in our industry, right? So often, whether we are just behind the chair as an independent or we're a suite owner or we're a salon owner, most of the time we've gotten into what we do because we love our craft. Like we're good at it, we love it. And then we decide to open up a business, right? But maybe we didn't have any business background. And most of us don't because we went to hair school or nail school or skincare. They don't teach you business there, right? I mean, they don't teach us how to do really hardly anything that has to do with business. So we go into open up our own businesses, but yet still really don't understand all the business, right? Don't understand really how to build it for success, right? And so we're in it still in a mindset of being an employee, still in a mindset of just being an independent beauty professional, right? But it takes more than that to be successful at what we're doing, even if you are an employee in a salon, you still have the opportunity to create exactly what it is that you want. You still have the opportunity to take and create the amount of revenue that you want and change your life in that right way. It doesn't have to be just up to the owner, right? In that respect, you get to because of the amount of days that you want to work, hours that you want to work, the services that you're doing, whatever it is, right? How you step into your leadership is what it's all about, right? So we can either allow life to get in our way, obstacles to get in our way, or we can say, okay, these things happen, life's going to happen, things are going to happen, but the way that I handle them is what's going to change the outcome. And throughout the years of, owning the business and everything, of being a salon owner for 30 years and being in the industry for 35 years, the one thing that I do know is that if I want to get to that like next level, every time that I grew to another level or whatever, like I had to take a step back, knowing that I needed my why to be bigger. And it couldn't just be for my family to have a better life. Because ultimately, especially as a mom, we can use our why as our excuse so easily. Like we can say, well, oh my gosh, I'm working too hard and now I am not being there for them or whatever, right? The one thing that I did find with that is that, first of all, we never have balance, right? So there's not always balance in life, but you can be present in every moment. So if you're at the salon or in your suite and you're working, like you're present there. And then when you're at home with your family, you're there. You're not on your phone working, you're not doing this. And that's a struggle, and that's something still, even for myself, that I have to get myself in check when I'm doing that because it's so often so easy because they're just right here. You just scroll away and work. I'm posting, I'm working, right? But we're not being present in the moment. And then we end up resenting everything that we're creating. And I was there. When I first opened up my salon. Actually, not when I first opened, it was actually 10 years in, like I had my open up my salon. I had my daughters, my first daughter 10 years later. Tried for several years, but didn't think it was going to happen, right? And so then God blessed us with our little miracles. And when she was right about one, took her first step. And I remember my husband calling me, so excited that he was like, friend, just took her first steps. And his excitement and his voice crushed my heart. Not for him, for me. I was excited that he got to be there and see it, but I was sad that I wasn't there. And I remember finishing up, cleaning up the clients, getting the salon back in order for the next day. And I sat on my salon floor and I cried my eyeballs out like a baby because I was just like, my gosh, like, God, thank you for the blessing you've given me. But I know this is not what you've created me for. And I know this is not what you had a plan, like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? I knew what I was doing wrong. I was like running myself to death, working 80 hours behind the chair. And on top of that, still running the business and was successful at it, right? But success doesn't mean happiness, right? Not when you start resenting the success that you have because you're missing out on the most important things in your life. And that's where I say balance, it's so important. And so it was that time that I actually hired my first business coach because I knew there had to be a better answer and I was not it. And that was the best thing I ever did in my entire business career. One of the best things I ever did in my entire business career. But that's what got me growing successfully, steadily, right? Without missing out on life, without resenting my business. And what it did was help me get systems in place so that I could take and truly create what it is that I wanted. And so that's what I kind of want to share with you today. It's just like, we're at the beginning of the year and this first month is pretty much over. So my biggest question is, are you coming in this year with some of the bad habits that you had last year that didn't get you the success that you wanted? Or have you taken a step back and said, you know what? This year, I'm going to make an impact. This year, I'm creating something different. This year, I want to, whatever it is, you put in the blank, whatever it is that you want to create. But have you stepped into the person that it takes in order to create the success that you want? Or are you stepping into the year doing the same things, thinking the same way, being the same way? Because the facts are, in order to get to that next level in our life, in order to step into what it is that we want to create, we have to be that person before we even get it, because we can't create the results without being that way, right? And I know that makes no sense when we think about it, but when you really think about it, it does, because how can you be a millionaire if you're not acting like a millionaire? How can you think that you're going to be able to have this big 7-figure business, but yet your mindset is still only at 6 figures? You can't take that next leap being the same. You can't take that next leap with the same thoughts. You can't take it doing the same strategies that you've been doing, because the strategies that got you where you are today are not going to get you where you are tomorrow. It's stepping into that next leadership role. It's stepping into that next level of business, and it's stepping into that next level of yourself. And what does that look like? What is it that you want to create? Who is it that you want to be? Not meaning that you need to change your heart, but it does take a different person to step into becoming a millionaire. It does take a different person to step into thinking at the leadership role and not as an employee role. Because you can't be both. You can have the heart for your team. And you absolutely 100% should, because a heart makes a difference, right? Integrity makes a difference, your word makes a difference, everything like that. But what I'm saying is, to grow your business to that next scale, it takes a different leadership. It takes a different mindset. It takes just a way of thinking differently, so that when the things come against us, we're not like running or getting paralyzed or ready to throw in the towel. And that's where I was in my business when I share that with you. It was going to that success, right? I was building that success, but I was not being the leader, the business owner that I needed to handle even the success, right? So you can have it and not be able to handle it, and then you freaking throw in the towel because you can't deal with it, right? Or you're just like, it's not worth it, because you can have both. But we often don't know that. We often think that it has to be this certain way, right? And that's the one thing I love about our industry, is that it continuously keeps changing. Like, it keeps evolving. It keeps getting better. It's not, you don't have to fit in this box. Like, it's time, honestly, to like break free of the boxes and really create what it is that you want. Create the life that you want, and not think that we have to stay in this confined box and things have to be this way because this is the way it's always been, right? That's not the case. Like, our industry is evolving so much. I absolutely friggin' love it. My girls actually have decided that they both want to kind of do hair. So I'm so excited about that. And I love it because they don't have to do what I did. They can do whatever they want. They can be in a salon atmosphere. They can be in a salon suite. They can be an employee, whatever, right? they can also decide that they want to travel the world and be a hair designer that takes, and I'm going to be in Miami this week. Hit me up. I'm going to be in this suite and rent this suite out. Like, what opportunities are there? You want to go travel the world and be on a cruise? You can do hair on a cruise. Heck, with their talent, they can take and go do on their stages, because they both sing and they're both in theater, right? So they can be on stage doing work, and then they can also be in the salon doing stuff, right? Like, everything is such opportunities out there for us. And so my biggest thing this year is like just to empower everyone to like break free of whatever box you're keeping yourself in, because we all have our own boxes. We all have our own way that we think we need to be or should be. And this is how it has to be. And if it doesn't go this way, well, then forget it, right? Break free of that and actually step aside from yourself and get quiet and listen to your heart and know exactly what it is that you envision. Not today, not tomorrow, not even just the end of the year, but what is it that you envision your life to be in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now? What impact do you want to make in this industry, but also in your community and your world? Like, what is it that you want to leave behind? Because whatever that is that you want, it takes taking those steps in the beginning, like today, those small baby steps to help us get to where we want to go. And so that's where I want to leave you today. I want to leave you that I want to celebrate with you. And I want to hear what it is that you're really wanting to build, like what you want to create, what it is that you're envisioning, right? Because heck, there may be somebody here in this group that you can partner with on things, right? Like, so let's get out of the mindset that we have to do it alone. That was my biggest problem. Oh my gosh. Like, I lone wolfed every single thing that I've ever done, and I still struggle with it. So I'm not gonna, like, I'm not the queen of this that has gotten over, but like the one thing that I do know is that when I have put myself in situations that I was uncomfortable in, that's when I grew the most. And also when I surrounded myself with business leaders that were way past where I was, but I saw myself there. And they helped lift me up to there. And it's made such a difference in my leadership, in my business, in my family, and just what it is that I know that I'm called to do, and where for myself, where God's taken me to, and I know what the calling is on my life and where He's placed me to impact. And our industry is one of them, because I know what is possible out there. And it breaks my heart when we still have hairdressers that are only making $20,000 a year, when really we all can make 6 figures and above if we're willing to do what it takes, and we're willing to step out of our comfort zones, and we're willing to create everything that we want. So 2024, I'm telling you, is a power year. It's an up-leveling year. And what is it that you're going to do differently this year so you can create exactly what it is that you want? I can't wait to hear. So comment, share below. Don't lone wolf it, and don't be quiet in the group, because we all want to hear, we all want to support, and I want to help you create whatever